Right.
Ned and Seth going up against each other. So okay, so winner of this actually does make losers top 8. Winner of this makes losers top 8. Loser ends up at 9th place.
Yeah, ends up going home. I know Chicago's a little disheartened to see this, but you know what though? We gotta look at it for what it's worth and look at it you know, in a good way. You know, some of your strongest players are here in the later portions of the bracket.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to see their region players play against each other, but it has to happen.
It's the positive end of like, hey, our region is so good that it takes Chicago to knock out Chicago.
Right.
I think that's the way you gotta look at it.
That is actually a beautiful way of looking at things here. Now, Seth Boogie Woogie is putting on a hurt here for Ned.
But I mean, we saw this matchup play out in winners, right, with Seth versus Tweak. And we saw how hard it can be to navigate this neutral for Yoshi, especially when the Cloud finds its proper spacing. Oh my goodness!
Oh, I'll see you later.
Catching the hands the moment the ledge invincibility wore off, and then following up with a spike. Ned just giving himself a little bit of extra time to think on that platform.
Right, and you know the big difference between Ned and looking at somebody like Tweak or just a different Cloud, like we talked about earlier, is his movement. His ability to dance around the opponent can hurt him sometimes. You know, it definitely aids him, and more times not. But in a situation where you're playing against somebody like Seth, I think it's going to hurt you a little bit because if you get caught empty hopping around him, he's just going to throw out up tilt, man.
Yeah, like the Ned, like it's something that I do like about his style, how so often he wants to be the second one to press the button, but Yoshi's buttons hurt, man. Like don't give him a free first button.
Yeah, they're definitely painful. Oh my God, but Cloud has some painful buttons of his own. Forward are putting on a monumental amount of damage here, but not quite enough to get the stock gone.
Oh my God, 150% on this dinosaur. Finally, the forward tilt does the job. Is this the meteor that the dinosaur beats?
I think this might actually be the meteor. All right. Okay, falling up air into up tilt. Good low percent combos coming out here. And then all on top of that, he does have the limit on deck here. So if things get a little bit too crazy, he always has that in his pocket.
I like Ned is now throwing out more buttons in neutral too, right? He's approaching now with the swords because he knows that Seth wants to stay aggressive, so he can count on his sword outranging whatever the heck Seth is doing.
Right. Okay, good stuff. Stall that one out just a little bit. Seth always has those forward airs scouted out and then using the armor of his jump there to find another opening for an up air.
Right there, though, Ned finding himself in a good advantage situation, but just like that, being able to reset to the ledge. Not yet, no double jump. Able to touch ledge again, though.
Okay. Looks like he slowly but surely has tilted away here at Seth. I know Seth is starting to sweat just a little bit. Oh, fall away forward here, but then he has one of his own.
Oh, just jumps right over that entire situation and now gets a full limit ready to let loose.
He's looking to let it rip. Okay, fall away back here that time. Good stuff. I'm loving this beautiful space here coming out from both players, but now Ned's starting to kind of come in more. Wants to find an opening for this limit attack. You see he's starting to come in, but he's not throwing out any attacks. This is what Ned is known to do.
Yeah.
You got to watch that egg, man. It's about to get cracked.
Oh, and that egg just got well done.
Tiger Woods.
And there we go, just closing off that game and looking so promising in the bidding game for Seth. And I mean, still managing to bring it out to that last hit situation, but Cloud has such a great toolkit for those for that scenario.
Yes.
Like he is missing a kill throw, so to speak, but like he can throw you off stage, and then you're stuck against a ledge trapping Cloud. It's just as scary as a kill throw.
No, on stage, Cloud has a lot of setups and a lot of God, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, a lot of frame traps.
Yeah.
But off stage too, it spells very similar story out for him as well. Just having those really big arrows and just seeing how well that those hinder Yoshi's recovery, man, really makes all the difference in this match. But that's to say you can even get him off stage in the first place. Seth just being relentless right now.
Getting 71% already off the bat. This is the sort of momentum that we start to see from him near the end of his set with Tweak.
And we get it. Yoshi can put on damage, but you got to get these stocks taken.
Yeah, you got to take lives.
Oh, okay, gets the jab into down smash that time. Good.
Oh, just slightly out of range for his forward smash punish. Ned now has the floor. Not able to do much with it, though.
And we talk about how smart Ned is right there. I mean, he perfect shielded the first jab because he knew that that's what Seth was going to look for right into the up smash.
Oh, what a punish! Because we were both looking at that egg. It's like, okay, Ned's going to break out. No need to acknowledge that. And he does, but right there with the egg punish with the up B and then the spike right afterwards.
Wow. Beautiful conversions here. Now, this could be the turnaround Seth needs. You know, seeing how that last game kind of ended, I know he's a little irked about that, but that's what game number 2 is for here, and he's playing it just much better than what we've seen in the game prior.
Oh, going for the back air that time instead of the multi-hit, throwing off net. Though able to answer back with stage control of his own, getting that air dodge trap with the up tilt. Right now just hoping to catch this landing, but Seth using his movement to the best of his ability, just weaving back and forth so erratically that this is a fly flying for its life against the best fly swatter in the world, you know, like.
Definitely, or just looking to not get caught in like a Venus flytrap, if you will, man, because I've seen, you know, both of these two players kind of fall victim to some very interesting setups, you know, most notably what we've seen here with just Ned, or excuse me, not Ned, but Seth, just a moment ago, and I know Ned right now looking to kick the movement into high gear as he has the limit online here, but Seth looking to shut the door on all of that.
I like that Ned actually didn't fully match that second time he was in the egg, right? He let it go easy to mess up Seth's wake-up timing on breaking out of the egg.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go, catching the end of that air dodge, but already at 117%. I mean, this is Ned with limit, with rage, so he can definitely close out stocks early, but this is looking really scary for him.
Right, and you know, Seth still playing him with that respect and that patience that we've seen in the first game, but this time has what it takes to close it out, moving right into another game.
Yeah, right there, that point-blank Yoshi bomb, catching Ned out of his up tilt.
You know, he's been throwing that out quite a bit today, you know, especially in some of the earlier rounds of singles to kind of, maybe not so much get familiarized with it, but get comfortable with implementing that. And it looks like now he's kind of full steam ahead with that.
Yeah, it's a very important tool. It's not just a kill move, it's a shield break too, right? So making sure that the opponent is aware of that option. Like, I feel like that's one of the lessons that mid-player level players have to learn, is that using a move and getting hit for it isn't necessarily bad, because you still show the opponent you can use that move, right? So long as you're still mixing it up, you're still making your opponent think about as many different things as possible.
Of course. All right. I know Seth is thinking about how he's going to try to bring this one back here. He's getting a world of hurt right now, and it's going to be a rough one. You know, there are no platforms, and Yoshi's going to struggle to get back onto the stage, whether that means the ledge or that means he's struggling to land.
And that's something that Ned is very good at exploiting when he does have those openings. And here we go, finding that Nair, getting the double jump too. Scary situation, but great air movement and a nice B reverse at the end for Seth to land down to the ground.
Right. Oh, good stuff there, punishing that forward air right on shield. A little too preemptive there that time.
It's really impressive that, like, as good of a character as we know Cloud is at juggling, Seth is able to consistently find his way to ground. Like, this is not an easy feat.
Yeah, not even close. There's the down tilt. Oh, with the egg back in hand.
Oh, doesn't quite find the forward air, though.
Okay. Gets the fall away in there. Good stuff. Runs right up that time, looking to read the roll, but I think he knew he was out of position. He wanted to go for an up smash.
I really like the use of down tilts as an additional poke, right? And the moment he notices his jab was out of range, he just goes for the down tilt. It's the next largest range without having as much startup.
All right. We're starting up the next stock here now. Seth, unfortunately, down to his final one. And Ned looking really comfortable right now. There's the bomb. Not quite enough to close it out.
Oh, that spacing on that up air was so clean, just to the side of the blade.
That was actually probably the cleanest play I've seen of him all day, because to deal with that down air is a task within itself. I'm telling you, man, it is not the greatest thing in the world to deal with on a consistent basis. He made that one look very effortless.
My man, right there, we also saw a little bit of jump armor as well. Seth keeps mixing up his toolkit in terms of reaching back to the ground. And that's, again, another double jump armor. I think he's just honed in on Ned's up air timing and is now just taking the time to exploit it, saying, hey, you know what, I think if I can make the right trade with you, I can then start a combo of my own. Ned, though, looking again for something, anything to get started. He's able to find the first hits in neutral, but this is the slipperiest dinosaur I've ever seen.
Oh, no, that was going to be a forward air attempt there from Seth. Good job there by Ned, scouting that one out, but Seth not stopping the combos. Shoes on the other foot here, has Ned on top of him, and those eggs can definitely keep Cloud off of his feet. And with how well that Seth has been spacing his aerials, man, it's not going to take too much more for him to try to bring this thing back.
Oh, tries to read the get up, doesn't find it though. At least doesn't get hit by the neutral get up attack by Ned.
Wow, look at this movement right now. This is so crazy.
And just laying on, again, that intimidation by movement. Hoping for some free stock to be given to him, something he can punish with a limit, reaction. Finds himself a grab instead to just get Ned to stop shielding so much. And not Ned, Seth to stop shielding.
Right, of course. Okay, runs right up, gets an up air. Seth off his feet, struggling to come back here. Okay, blocks the egg toss that time.
Doesn't find the back air. Still trying to keep this range up and just waits for that one opening with the attempted grab. Punishes with the back air. We saw how that ended last time he got grabbed by the Yoshi egg a couple games ago, where he was just stuck in the egg, and then by the moment he broke out, Seth was there with the right punish, the right spike to close him out.
Yeah, you know, and it was a good attempt there by Seth. I like the fact he was going for that that attack, you know, try to grab him and obviously lay him out. But unfortunately, you know, there's just a little bit too much on the line, you know, and most notably his percentage. That percentage was just really not in his favor. But he was probably shook. He probably figured, man, I can't roll. I don't even want to try to shield approach this. Let me just stay in this corner.
Yeah. And hopefully maybe catch an errant approach with that tongue. But, I mean, that seems to be the way that the set has been unfolding lately, is that Ned, while he has been having trouble getting like his maximum conversions and juggles, he still does win the neutral far more often than Seth is able to. And each one of these short hits, they do like 10%, man.
They do.
Like after 10 neutral losses, you're at death percent, even if the Cloud isn't able to find proper follow-ups.
Uh-oh. Okay. It's the nair backwards. I like the fall away border. Again, you know, retreating but still putting on damage is the name of the game here. Oh, don't touch me.
Just, yeah, yet another trick in Seth's arsenal to get past the wall of up airs. Catching the retreat, by Ned catching that retreat, forcing Seth to that ledge again. Not able to really put pressure on that platform there, and now the tables have turned. Forced to use limit, going over the edge but not punished for it.
Okay. Okay, well, look at the spacing. Utilizing crawl this time. You know, that's probably the first time we've seen Seth do that all day, really. Then we've seen him kind of duck a few attacks, but crawl, being able to outspace, micro space, you know, Ned, can really make all the difference here. Oh, yeah, he got out of the corner that time.
Yeah, I didn't want any more of that business, but unfortunately Ned's putting him right back into there. Finds him back here, able to close out that first stock. Seth potentially on his tournament stock right now. I mean, we've seen him already take a game rather convincingly against Ned, so we're not counting him out of the race yet, but it's looking tough.
Right. Oh, wow. Again, just using that armor on that jump, man, that is just one of the key things that separates Seth from a lot of other Yoshis. And not only using that, but then finding conversions after it as well.
What impressed me that time is, for the first time, Ned hit the armor, but was also outspacing the nair afterwards. So Seth wasn't able to find a punish. He just took damage for nothing.
Right. Tilt, good stuff. Gets the up air that time, looking to keep it going. We've seen him outspace the dare before, courtesy of Ned, but let's see if he can do it again.
Oh, looking for a jab into something follow-up. Doesn't find it, though. Ned just keeping this precise distance, right? It's exactly the length of the Buster Sword. Right. That's what he's looking for here.
Of course. Okay, comes in that time. Good stuff using the down tilt. There's the forward tilt, though.
Yeah, nice answer to the forward air attempt by Seth. Oh, that's exactly what Ned wants. And like Seth trying to make that call out with the up smash, because he had an up smash like in neutral ever that whole set. Was a risk perhaps worth taking, given how scary it was. He was down on like what 10% left in his life essentially.
Right.
Was willing to put it all on the line, like you said, a player who puts his emotions on his sleeve.
Right.
When he's feeling that pressure, he wants to turn it up. So unfortunately, didn't end up working against Ned. But ending a run at 9th at I believe A-tier event.
Yeah.
Nothing to sneeze at as a Yoshi main.
As a Yoshi main.
Like we have to keep pointing that out.